My name is Rohan. I am 29 years old, and I live in Mumbai with my wife, Arya. We had a simple but happy life. I worked from home as a video editor, and Arya always supported me. But there was one person who made me nervous every time she visited. My mother-in-law, Mrs. Celeste. She was strict, serious, and always watching everything carefully. Whenever I talked, I felt like she was silently judging me. One day, Arya told me, "Mom is going to stay with us for a few weeks." I forced a smile, but inside, I was stressed. The next morning, Celeste arrived with 2 big suitcases and immediately started criticizing everything. "Rohan, your work table is too messy. You waste too much time. You don't believe in yourself." Her words hurt me deeply. Then, suddenly, my biggest client canceled my project. Half of my income disappeared in one email. That night, I sat alone in silence, feeling completely lost. And for the first time ever, my mother-in-law sat beside me and said softly, "Rohan, we need to talk." To be continued in part 2. I looked at Celeste nervously. She stared at me and said, "You work hard, Rohan, but you are scared of failure." Her words shocked me. Nobody had ever said that to my face before. Then she opened her bag and placed a folder on the table. Inside were business plans, branding ideas, and designs for a huge startup company. My eyes widened. This project is massive. She looked directly at me and said, "I recommended you." I froze. "You recommended me?" She nodded slowly. "You have talent, but you hide behind safe choices." I didn't know what to say. Then she added, "If you fail, my reputation will also be damaged." I asked quietly, "Then why trust me?" She replied, "Because I believe you can become more than you are today." For the first time in months, I felt hope. And that night, my mother-in-law became my mentor. The project was extremely difficult. Celeste expected perfection. Every single day, she checked my work carefully. "This design is weak. Try again. You can do better." Sometimes I became frustrated. One night, after the client rejected my idea, I almost gave up. "I can't do this anymore," I said angrily. Celeste looked at me seriously. "Yes, you can." "I'm not good enough." She replied firmly. "Stop saying that. You are learning, not failing." Those words stayed in my heart. That night, I worked till sunrise. I redesigned everything from the beginning. Better ideas, better colors, better confidence. For the first time, I stopped being afraid. The next day, we sent the project again. And then, the client loved it. I couldn't believe my eyes. Celeste looked at me and smiled for the first time. A real smile. "You did well, Rohan." To be continued in part 4. After the project succeeded, everything changed. New companies started contacting me. My career finally began growing. But the biggest change was inside our home. One evening after dinner, I sat beside Celeste quietly. Then I finally said, "Thank you." She looked surprised. "For what?" I smiled softly. "For believing in me when I didn't believe in myself." For a moment, she stayed silent. Then she said, "When I was young, life was very hard for me too." It was the first time she spoke about her past. I became strict because nobody helped me. I had to become strong alone. Suddenly, I understood her. She was never trying to destroy me. She was trying to push me forward. And maybe that was her way of caring. To be continued. 5. The person I misunderstood changed my life. A few weeks later, our house felt peaceful again. No tension, no awkward silence. One evening, the three of us sat together drinking chai on the balcony. Arya smiled and said, "You two finally became friends." We all laughed softly. Then Celeste looked at me and said, "Rohan, remember one thing. Fear keeps people small, but pressure can sometimes reveal your true strength." Her words touched my heart deeply. I realized something important that day. Sometimes the people who seem hardest on us are actually the ones who see our potential the most. I used to think my mother-in-law hated me, but in reality, she changed my life forever. The end. If you enjoyed this emotional story, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.